This project is incredibly important to me. My wife spent her last days into seeing this through, to making sure she had the right people in the right places to make this happen. It was her dream. It was something she did, leaving a legacy for our child, for this state, something she felt she needed to do, that she was inspired to do for many reasons. It's a promise that I made to my wife to make sure that this happened.
Sarah's idea is just purely an inspiration of a reality. It's something that happened to her personally, and I think that people are put in your life for a reason. And Sarah was meant to meet the women she met, and she was meant to be scheduled with them, and this idea was meant to come to her, and she knew the people she knew, and none of it's an accident.
In the process of receiving the treatment, she actually came up with a crazy idea. Well, it wasn't so crazy, but she was so touched by these people and what they were going through and sharing a similar experience with them. She said, we need to find a place for these people to stay. And she looked at me and she said, we need to go to the furniture store and we need to get bunk beds because we're gonna let them stay at our house. Cancer Hospitality House of Maine is a group of individuals from the community, surrounding community, made up of healthcare professionals, Rotarians, and some other civic leaders who have all come together, brought together by my wife Sarah, when she recognized the need to provide housing for people traveling from all over the state of Maine to get their cancer treatment at the Brewer Lafayette Family Cancer Center.
Well, here in Cancer Care of Maine, we see roughly now 300 patients a day. And that is a great amount for a small area this size when you look at Bangor Brewer. However, this is a regional cancer center. It serves really the northern part as well as the eastern part of the state. And that's the reason we have such a large cancer center located here. When you look at it, there's a huge burden of cancer upon the citizens in this area, because Maine is #1 for cancer incidence, so it's the worst cancer rates in the country.
To have a facility in Bangor would benefit the people in down East Maine quite a bit, because especially in the winter, I didn't have to travel in the winter, but the people that do travel in the winter, it would benefit them a lot.
This has been a challenging experience for my whole family, you know, with the traveling, the expensive traveling, the emotional roller coaster, if you want to call it that, of the up and downs of doctor's visits.
If I had a place to go to, that if it was my room, say every day or whatever, it would have made it easier. Then maybe I would have felt more comfortable of staying there. But I felt that I needed to come home.
It would be a big benefit to be able to have a place to stay here, not just to stay, but to be able to connect with more people that are dealing with this as well. And I think that in itself would be a huge benefit to each patient and the family members.
The Cancer Hospitality House will bring to people an element of hope. And I say that because now the burden of transportation, the burden of how am I going to afford to stay in Bangor or Brewer will be minimized, because here they'll have a place to go, a facility that understands their needs, and also all the networking that's required so they can get back and forth.
This building is really nice from the point of view, if you drive by it, it looks nice. It's got some nice decks on it so people can get out and enjoy. It's expandable. We have the capability of putting another 14 units in a building out back. It's in the town of Holden, and like I say, it's only about 2.5 miles from the Lafayette Center. Our hope is that we can have a donor or an organization that would sponsor a room, or maybe the kitchen, maybe the living room, the quiet room. We're looking for people who can contribute to the construction. It's a beautiful building, and it's quiet, and it's in a wooded environment. We think it's just really ideal for a healing setting, if you will.
A place where you could stay overnight and be with other people and meet other people would be huge to your healing process throughout this.
To support the Hospitality House, the Cancer Hospitality House of Maine, is so important because without financial support, none of this is going to get going. And it needs that, and it already has started that. You know, Morgan is Sarah's daughter, who was 3.5 when she was diagnosed. It's like she's out there selling eggs and our chickens from home. She's selling eggs and making lemonade, fresh squeezed lemonade. And she's got like $35 in a little metal jar, and it's from Mama. It's for Sarah's house.
I've sold cucumbers, wrapped presents at the mall, and I sold lemonade and eggs. My mother started this project for people that have cancer and when they get their treatments, and it's for people that live really far away and they can stay here.
The idea was not just to give cancer patients that are receiving treatment a place to stay, but to make it a home away from home, to make it a place where they could find support from people that are going through the same thing they're going through. Right now we're looking at a major campaign to raise money to secure the building, to do the renovations that are needed. We need to raise money to renovate the building to make it suitable for cancer patients. We need to also raise money for an endowment to fund this indefinitely.
She'd be amazed by everything that's going on and how everyone's coming together, and the community is going to surround this project and just knock it out of the park, and I know it. It's just a matter of who, when, where. Let's do it. The sky's the limit.